We welcome you to the Las Vegas Strip in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Match day 1 of the group stage. It's League One side, AC Boise, to take on the Las Vegas Lights. No lights will go out tonight in this 4-game group stage for either team, regardless of result. But this a critical game to set the tone. Every team will play 2 at home, 2 away, and if still tied at the end of regulation, we don't do draws. We go straight to a shootout. Getting all 3 tonight matters.
It absolutely does. It starts everything off for this tournament, and you'll keep in mind at the bottom, the 7 top group winners will advance. 1 wildcard team will advance as well. Every point, every goal matters in the USL Cup.
This is Group 1 from the American. Good news, both teams have no problem scoring thus far, and an opportunity tonight for Knight Pickering to continue a good run of form off last year's USL Cup.
I really like the way Pickering approaches his match. He's dynamic in 1v1 situations. His ability to create space for himself and for his teammates is his X factor when he gets into the box.
Conversely, for Boise, they are loaded with talent that's featured in the championship already. Dennis Kostishin will not start this game, but proof that Boise has options moving forward.
It's a busy month of May for Boise, so they've got 7 games. Kostishin will start on the bench, but look for him to come in around the hour mark in the second half if needed. This is a game changer. When he gets in the box, can score in devastating fashion.
So here comes the fun matchup in Group 1 off the bat. A languishing Las Vegas side take on the expansion team from League One, AC Boise. The Prinx Cup begins for Vegas and for Boise. Lineups and kickoff when we return.
Being diagnosed with cancer was the hardest thing I've ever faced. Funny how when I got the news, it was life's simple things that mattered most, like nights out with the kids. As a candidate for a new clinical trial right here in Vegas, I've been able to spend more time with them, sharing moments like these, making memories, and never missing a family night out.
Everyone is looking for a better future, but knowing how to get there can be difficult. At Rise Credit Union, we invest in our communities and empower our members to realize their potential and take control of their finances. Because with the right financial knowledge, 24/7 access, and genuine care, we believe there are no limits to what you can achieve. Become a part of something bigger than just a bank. Rise, beyond banking.
If you're injured in an accident, here are the things that matter. Who you hire to represent you matters.
Where they live may seem like it doesn't matter, it matters.
The Richard Harris Law Firm employs over 150 local people.
Trabajamos aquí.
We live right here. We know Nevada. We know the courts, and we know how to win.
If you're injured in an accident, who you hire to represent you matters.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance and the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Tonight's match is presented by Comprehensive Cancer Centers and by Wallet. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We begin with Las Vegas tonight.
You got real dynamic movement up top with Arteaga and Mines. Those two are going to look to push the line with Pickering supporting from a deeper lying attacking midfield role.
Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Richard Harris Law Firm. Meanwhile, for Boise, a lot of change, but also a lot of guys who've played at the championship level.
A lot of experience. You make a great point. Look for them to clog the midfield. They love using their wing backs. That is the key focal point to get numbers overloads in wide areas into the final third.
And notably, Charlie Adams, former Las Vegas player. So, Las Vegas and Boise ready to lace them up tonight. Las Vegas in the red, Boise in the white and green. And it's kickoff in the Prinx Cup. Alex Anderson, late addition, made his debut for Las Vegas against Oakland last time out, a 4-2 defeat for the Lights. Boise coming off a boisterous win last time out against Westchester in League One play, 4-0. There is Adams with Las Vegas in 2024, played in 24 games for the club. Part of that epic run to the Western Conference Final in the USL Championship. Goes back to Cleaver, who regains the starting spot. He was out last game due to an illness. Seems to have won the job for the time being over Jared Mazzola, who was the best goalkeeper in this competition last year for Sacramento. There is Devin Rensing, first full season at the helm for Las Vegas Lights. Drop back by Anye. A little shimmy and a shake on Locker and cleared away.
It's a good glimpse of what Boise want to do. They want to go and press and also very comfortable in possession. So there's two folds in how they can attack. They can do it with possession and pass you to death, or they can go and press you to death as well. Nate Miller really stressed that Boise want to be dual in their threat, and he wants to have multiple ways in which they can attack opponent, which makes them unpredictable to defend.
Up from Cleaver. Tapped ahead by Among. Started Orange County a few years ago. Ricketts spent last year in Miami in the championship. Sargis drops down to Kyle Scott. It's going to be fun seeing Kyle Scott get a bit more time. 75 games at Orange County. Las Vegas acquired him for a fee from Crawleytown after the better part of 4 years in Orange County.
Scott have a big task tonight, just being able to deal with the overload in the midfield that Boise like to put their opponents under pressure, and Scott very calm when he gets the ball on his foot.
Inye squirms out to Alex Anderson, Pro Bowl, signed in September last year. An option for this season, stuck around. Scott pushing ahead to Forbes. Just the give and go, that broke it up. Anderson gave chase, that goes out. Let's take a look at the injury report. It's presented by AMR Medic West Ambulance. Smart, Sesek, Leal, and Ascona all out. For Boise, the big ones, Moon and Bodley, are guaranteed starters in a League One game for sure.
That's a big loss, and Boise they don't have a very deep squad yet, right? That's the difficult part of being a new team, and now they're gonna have to make sure to accommodate this. There's an early booking, and that is a difficult one to take for Boise. Just a bit overzealous in this approach. The ball is bouncing. It's that arm that's just left there, and that is a unnecessary sticking out of the arm that Thomas Among just doesn't need to make there. He can make the challenge for it, but keep your arms in, try to win it. You're in an advantageous position, to say the least. Just be smart about how you approach the tackle.
Well, Among can certainly get up there. He's listed 5'9". Usually you talk about wingspan or how high you can jump with your arm in the air. There was a game in which he got flipped upside down and tapped his heels on the crossbar in the air with Orange County last year.
We were doing that game, and we both couldn't believe that.
I know.
We were just like, what just happened? It was the most athletic feat I've seen on a soccer field.
No pun intended. Kroll sends this out to halfway. Here's a Femu. Back to Lanfear. Started the 1-1 draw against Sacramento, has been training well. In for Mazzola again, who conceded 14 through 6 games as the starter, including the 4 at Oakland last time out, including a Peter Wilson hat trick.
You hear Nate Miller saying, switch on. He's saying, Musa, let's go. These are all the things that Nate Miller is like as a coach. He wants to constantly encourage his group for a little bit more throughout different points of the match.
Forbes. Nate Miller was quick to say, none of these guys are fazed by going to a championship side. Most of them have played in this division and played well, but Boise, a really impressive roster build for an expansion League One side.
Impressive, you would call it. I would call it ridiculous how they were able to get so many experienced players to buy into a new project. And Nate Miller said it was easy when he had the conversation with players about coming in, because he was saying, look, I understand maybe your apprehension because the label of League One, but we're going to operate at a higher level. We're going to try to make sure that while we have the distinction as a League One side, we're going to make sure that we conduct ourselves in a way that is much higher. And he's like, look, I took the chance as well to come here, and I'm going to develop with you. We're going to get better together. And when you have a coach that has the same buy-in to you, has the same why that you want to get better and you want to make the most of every day and every opportunity, that's why you're able to get such significant players. And it says a lot when players follow their former coach like Charlie Adams.
As spoken by a guy who's featured in every division in American soccer.
Look, it's hard to make that jump down. And, you know, I appreciate you acknowledging that, because I've been in that position to understand there is pride and ego, and it's not always easy to get players to buy in and put that to the side.
Maybe a chance for a goal for Vegas, and turned away by Cleaver.
And what you'll see, Boise go right back into the possession. Even when they make a mistake, they don't stray from their principles, and that is a fantastic switch of field.
Ball whipped across, settled atop the 6, denied follow-up, Ricketts, no! Never has there been a more gaping, wide-open net than that. Boise should be up a goal. Wow.
That's a miss that Ricketts will talk about for the rest of his career. You won't see that again if it gets in that position. Whatever we say is not going to be anything worse than what Ricketts is feeling right now. The acknowledgement will be in the back of his mind that that was the easiest tap-in and he's just lost his concentration at the most important moment. And that is a huge let-off for Las Vegas.
The Las Vegas team that scored the fewest goals in the league last year has nearly half as many in the middle to late April stage as they had all last season, but conceded the 22nd most. Ay, ay, ay.
Well, look away if you're Ricketts, because this is as easy of a tap-in as you can get. It's a great save. He's in the right position. It's harder to miss from there than it is to make it.
Flag is up. Ball goes in the net. It's not going to count. It's Manuel Arteaga, who's yet to score in the league.
It was the right call right away, but that's what Arteaga can do. He can play off the shoulder. He can play in between the right center back, the left center back. He finds those pockets of space. That is a warning shot to Boise that you have to account where Manuel Arteaga is at all times.
41 championship goals over the last 3 seasons, and a part of Phoenix's championship winning team in 2023.
It won't count on the scoreboard, but the fact that he got into that 1v1 situation and he was able to get it beyond Cleaver as well, for a forward, that confidence he hit the back of the net will now be even higher, knowing if he gets in that position, he knows that feeling, what it's like to score there.
End line service, swatted away by Lamphere. Kept alive, Enye. Gave that a ride. Out to Scott, overtaken by Moshaban, and well, there's a tug as well. The USL on CBS Sports Network kicking off the month of May with a championship clash. Eastern Conference powerhouses Detroit takes on Louisville City. It's a quarterfinal rematch Saturday, May 2nd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. Ball lobbed across, settled. Olex Anderson plays it through. The denial pops up high. Moshaban in reverse. Enye helps continue the cleanup for Boise. Moshaban with Nate Miller at Lansing United, then at Lansing Ignite. That club folded, then joined then assistant Nate Miller on Landon Donovan's squad at San Diego Loyal, and now with Nate Miller again at Boise. Guillen is down, and he's not a guy who feigns. Moshaban, contemplative, and now lofts it well into the Cashman Field stand.
There's just too much space right now at the top of the box, just in front of the back four for Las Vegas. There is too big of a gap, and there have been too many opportunities inside the first 12.5 minutes for Boise to just dribble at the back line for Vegas. It's got to be tighter defensively.
Arteaga gave chase against his former teammate Guillen. They were together in Tampa. A foul from Arteaga, and Guillen's taking a couple of early knocks.
Cover earlier, Matt. Cover earlier.
Saw Nate Miller there.
Jono, keep getting it from Hayden.
They brought him in early enough to be able to get guys that weren't at the tail end of the free agency period. Sometimes expansion feels like it starts in late November when everyone's season ends. That's not how Boise approached it. And the amalgamation of talent they've assembled, proof of that. Enye, a very loose pass centrally. Boise recover.
Jono, I'm out box.
Got to give ownership a lot of credit for getting Nate Miller in and then giving him the resources to go and get players. Timing is everything when you try to get players acquired to an expansion team. I've been part of multiple expansion teams, and you can tell the ones that have a good runway in the build-up to their first games and the ones that start late. And if you don't have that proper buildup, you're playing from behind the entire time with a team that you know as a coach is not capable of competing. This group with Boise is capable of competing from day one.
Ricketts. Artiaga, Guillen got the best of him. Beg your pardon, that's Sargis. 33 in white. Ricketts.
I'm interested to see the response from Ricketts. After missing that sitter earlier, you've got to have a short memory in this game. You got to keep going for that next opportunity.
Enye. Ricketts in reverse. There is Sargis, 3 years at DC United, didn't get much play time at the MLS level.
Great job, Hayden. Great job, Hayden.
Over 100 games in the Sacramento Academy.
Johnny again. Johnny again.
Tonight's a big opportunity for Sargis because there is about 14, 15 players that really are meaningful minutes right now for Boise, or getting meaningful minutes. Whenever they have to make a substitution, a lot of times Musa Enye, now he comes out to the right center back role, and you got to move another player around. You're moving Ricketts back or forward, depending on the occasion. You're moving 2 or 3 players. But if Sargis can come in and do well tonight, that really starts to put the thought into Nate Miller's mind that Sargis can be the right center back, and you don't have to make 2 or 3 changes. You don't have to move multiple players around. You can make a like-for-like change when you need to at the right center back role.
Third appearance this year, but the first as a starter, to your point. Coughed up by Boise. Into Artiaga, dummied through. Spun out of play by Ben Mines, 2021 championship winner at Orange County. Olex Anderson. Forbes into the back of Ricketts.
That whole last 30 seconds happens because Cleaver tries to fit a really tight window of a through ball where there were 5 Las Vegas Lights defenders in the middle of the park. I'm all for playing out of the back and building up the right way, but if there is too many defenders, one ball can bypass 5, 6 Las Vegas Lights players.
$60-yard lotto ticket.
Hey, what's going on here? What's going on here?
Contact up
He
high.
makes that call and he fucks it up from the beginning.
Well, we know one opinion on this. Apologies for the salty language. Long takes the hit from Afemu.
And the PG version of that is,
okay,
there was a yellow card 5 minutes into Among for his arm getting up and making contact with the opponent's head. So Nate Miller articulating eloquently that he feels there should be a similar booking as the one we saw in the 5th minute. I think that's how it translates.
All right, well, here comes the closed captioning. No one will ever accuse Nate Miller of lacking energy or excitement for his position. NAIA star at Taylor University. He was the head coach at Spring Arbor, which is a big, big program at that level. Led to Lansing Ignite, which was short-lived but successful in its own right. Landed at San Diego, became the head coach when Landon Donovan stepped down. from the position than on Real Salt Lake for the last 2 years. He was just so excited to get that staff back together, and he says every experience he's had in Boise thus far has been amazing. Beautiful area. He's enjoyed the group that he's been able to work with, said everything ownership promised at the beginning has come true. Deflected by Anderson. Among does trot back into the game.
One thing was really clear when we had the conversation with Nate Miller this week is you can tell when you talk to people how they genuinely feel.
Yes.
He just exuded happiness of where he's at from a life standpoint in Boise, was raving about the city and the diversity, how amazing it is, a little hidden gem, while also simultaneously reminding us it is the fastest growing city. And then he also was just lit up when he was talking about his players, his group, his staff that you alluded to. Like, this is a coach that genuinely is happy where he's at, and he wants his players to have that same feeling. So every day you come in with a manager that enjoys it, it just exudes confidence to the group. And that's why you see Boise doing things as they're playing their 6th game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a group that is keeping possession under pressure inside their own box, wanting to play in the right way so early on. I can't wait to see what they look like in game 16 and 26 and then so on and so forth.
Yeah. And a team that's built to potentially make some real noise year one. Didn't get the opportunity of the Open Cup, but does get this. Who knows, this could be exactly what they need to take those boisterous crowds already assembled in Boise to another level. Scott plays it centrally. Return from Anderson never came. Scott got a deflection to that. Flicked on by Euler. Ham runs back to Aaron Guillen. 171 games for Tampa Bay. Part of one of the best trio of center backs this league has and will ever see. Forrest Lasso, Aaron Guillen, and Jordan Scarlett, with Evan Laurel behind them, was dream scenario for so many years for Neil Collins and the Rowdies.
I think you or I would have been in contention for goalkeeper of the year with that trio of center backs in front of us.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I've seen you play goalie.
You're not good. Pickering, that got deflected. Do a lot of Scott Sterling level goals. Hey, watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN. It's the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Boise had that one outstanding chance about 10 minutes in that went wayward from Jonathan Ricketts. Las Vegas did see the ball hit the net from Manuel Arteaga, but correctly deemed offside. Midway point of the first half, a fun match. This opening fixture in Group 1. Again, calls for Lanfear. Shaban leading wide. Helmet by Ofemu.
There's a little window that he could have slipped it through to Moshaban. Opportunities were there. Just needs to be a little bit more clinical with the final ball.
Carson Locker came in from Cincinnati's second team. But his first pro deal, he was on an academy contract last year. FC Cincinnati 2. Making the leap up from MLS Next Pro. Moshaban. Hold over by Dengler. Here he is again. And Miller said, you know, I've been a bit detached from League One the last couple of years, and I started watching games, and Jake was one of the guys where I went, I want that on my team. And so they made it happen. He was all league last year at Naples. So he's doing the expansion thing again. Dengler, that is.
Every time I watched Dengler play, whether it was with South Georgia, Tormenta, Naples, I always walked away thinking, this is a player that should be playing at a higher level. And it's good that Nate Miller saw it and did something about it. There's a lot of players that are like that in USL League One, USL 2. I mean, there's so many players that are capable, but you have to have a coach that believes in you. And Dengler did it consistently for so long that it felt inevitable that Jake Dengler was going to play higher. And I still think there's even a higher ceiling to go for Dengler as a player.
He's playing MASL as well, arena soccer a couple of years ago, so he's really bounced all over. Went the NISA route with Maryland Bobcats for a minute as well. You know, that's one of the fun parts of seeing Prinx Tires USL Cup and the Open Cup. It's that open shop window for guys that want to play at that next division, get that next contract. And there's moments in these games that will leave an opposing coach or someone scouting going, oh, that's it. Giveaway to Anderson. He's in on goal. Alex Anderson kick save away. And Cleaver turns away Anderson. One of the elite goal scorers in League One, and then continuing that run in the championship with North Carolina the past few years.
This is a fantastic save from Cleaver. He makes amends for this heavy pass. This is a perfect angle for Anderson coming in with the preferred right foot from this angle. You've got the goal at your mercy. You can open up your hips, go far post. You can close them at the last second and go near post, but Cleaver spreads and goes as big as he can and makes a wonderful save. That is a big turning point in this first half.
Cleaver's starring at a very good Missouri State program, the Missouri Valley Conference. Outcome of the yellow card. Kyle Scott played 75 games in Orange County. He had 31 yellows and a red.
So you're saying this is on brand, huh?
This is the brand.
You know, I'm not sure that was necessary for a booking from a referee. It felt as though it was lazy pulling the jersey, but it wasn't stopping a promising attack. He was beat. I'd have been okay with not booking him.
I'm with you. Reputation precedes him, I suppose.
Maybe that is a classic case.
People don't realize referees do scouting too, believe it or not.
And they know.
Yeah, styles of play, players more prone to bookings, all that's part of the preparation. Is that going to bounce through for Ricketts? Ricketts launches himself to the ground. That's not win a foul, and he was hoping that that had hit off someone en route. Like tonight's referee was probably aware that he was going to be running a lot. Two teams that have been unafraid to go for it at the start of the season in their respective leagues.
You make a great point, because when you start to do these short passes, it draws everybody in, and then all of a sudden, one ball breaks maybe two lines potentially with one smart pass, and everybody's turning going the other way. So you have to be careful not to get turned off defensively in your mental capacity of what one pass could do whilst trying to go and press and win the ball collectively as a group.
By the way, worth noting, it's about 68 degrees tonight in Las Vegas. Come here in 2-3 months, it'll feel very different. It's part of everybody's scouting report. We'll tug at the jersey of Probo. Hey, Las Vegas Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen now for more on the official protein drink of the Las Vegas Lights, drinkpromino.com. Do you prefer Las Vegas Lights or Viva Lights as a chant?
Las Vegas Lights.
Really?
No, the way that you said that's made me second guess myself. Viva Lights. I've changed my mind. Yes. When you said really, I was never more unsure of an answer than that exact moment.
You outed yourself as not speaking Spanish because I'm not. Anywho.
Clearly, you're a Viva Lights guy, huh?
Oh, big time, big time. Vamos, Jamie. Vamos.
Vamos. Well, the way that Boise have been keeping the ball, if we would have been at Boise playing at their venue, where they've been putting over 7,200 people in the stands, we'd be hearing a lot of olays.
Yeah, that's about right. Opened it against Spokane with that 7,211 attendance number. Located in the heart of Boise at Expo, Idaho. Good old AC Boise Stadium.
It's a cauldron. Difficult place.
It's early days. They can hope to carry that momentum forward. Only one chance to make a first impression. So far, so good. All the while, the fan support in Las Vegas has taken a noticeable tick up this year as well. Touchback by Charlie Adams. Danglers played every minute for Boise thus far. Cleaver. Scott lobs it ahead. Arteaga settles. That's a switch that nearly took Scott's head off. Forbes on the other end, the rightful target.
Look how disciplined Boise are. They are so difficult to break down.
Good work from Anderson. Felt he was electric against Oakland. Pops up from Dangler. Still work to be done there. Does get over the line. And you know, the tough thing, once Cleaver goes for that, it's really tough to say, well, no, it should be a goal kick. That ship sailed.
Well, that's where they got to have communication. Ricketts and Guillen, the two of them are looking up at it. Ricketts came from behind Guillen, so he's got a better vantage point. He's got to either let it go or he's got to be able to head it away himself.
This corner kick is presented by Richard Harris Law Firm. Dealt with by Cleaver. As far as Among. And Kroll will throw for Boise. He's a Spring Arbor guy. Did cross over with Nate Miller for 3 years. Twice an All-American. Was fourth League One side, Omaha, Tucson, Madison. Was with the Flamingos the last 3 years. Have you ever gone full Mingo, Jamie?
I'm a big fan of what Madison are working with.
So that's a no.
Full mingo from day one.
Oh, okay. Anderson through the corridor of uncertainty and spits out the other side.
Anderson's been a real menace on this near side, just his ability to create space and then drives it across. You get defenders running back towards their own goal. You'd like to see somebody from Las Vegas get across the face of the goalkeeper to apply the finish.
Pressure remains on. Clever throw. Leaning at it. Not the touch necessary.
Just to keep my full mingo credibility, I was a fan. Carl Craig, one of their first coaches, the first coach of Forward Madison, former assistant coach of mine. So we would keep in touch, we would keep in contact, and yeah, full mingo from day one.
I hope he sends you some gear.
You got to give them credit. Their gear from day one has been
Masterful.
exceptional.
Yeah.
Exceptional. These Boise jerseys are awesome as well, too.
And Vegas has taken a big step forward because I still have the jersey that you pull up over your head with the smiley face on it.
Was it Zippo? Yeah, was the sponsor at the time. No free shout-outs.
Scott. It's not a bad idea to leave it by Ben Mines.
That was the brainchild of Steve Pastorino and Jordan Buchholz when they went out there to Las Vegas back in the day. When you play for as many teams as I did, I worked with those two as well in my career.
Yep. You don't get very far without you being able to. I'm sure you're connected to Kevin Bacon in less than 3.
Somehow we'll figure out Kevin Bacon is connected to somebody that has cut me in my career.
Yep.
That's how.
That's a different deal.
And you've commentated on probably everybody that's connected as well within one degree of separation.
Yeah.
This game needs an opportunity. This game needs some excitement in the final third. Apart from the Ricketts sitter that he missed, Arteaga puts one in the back of the net offside, and then Anderson has the opportunity. This is the equivalent of a pitcher's duel right now, where both teams are just trying to make sure they don't make a mistake. And really and truly, there needs to be more threats vertically for both sides.
Both teams about a half an expected goal to this point. The big kick save down on this left-hand end by Cleaver also stands out, but that's really the only chance since that offside goal from Arteaga, which itself was about 2 minutes after that Ricketts attempt in front of goal. It was about 20 minutes ago. Again. It's funny you mentioned a pitcher's duel. Cashman Field, the former home to the Las Vegas 51s. They were the New York Mets affiliate, and it was interesting because of the nature of the atmosphere in Las Vegas and the way the field was kept. It was almost believed within that organization that you should chop 20 or 30 points off batting averages because it was such a hitter's park. Maybe there's a goal to be had here for Vegas. Driving in. It's a home run.
That one's out of the park.
By Mines.
And a player of his quality would expect himself to hit the target from here and not hit the parking lot. Ben Mines was in a great position. Drives forward as he should. Guillen does really well to just slow himself down, and then Ricketts is coming back to cover. So that's when Guillen goes over to make the angle tighter. And Ben Mines, he rushed it, a little bit of a bounce before he strikes it, but that effort from that position is very disappointing.
Well, they'll track that one down in Reno. Over to Sargis. Attempt to drop that in behind, and, well, Lamphere, better lucky than good in that moment. Came right to him.
And there's somebody from Boise putting a run in behind the back four for Vegas, and it almost leads to a bit of a confusion.
Anderson putting in work again. Anderson across. Ball stabbed down, turning effort toward frame, a lot of traffic, and met again by Dangler. Pickering Probel, Scott, up toward Arteaga. A wave at that. Cleaver didn't get it, but the defender did.
And I'm not sure how much the defender knew about it. Cleaver sold out for this and just misses the punch. Good bit of spell from Vegas, showing some dynamic movements in the final third, but they've got to be more clinical when they get to the final third and into the box with applying that last pass or that last shot towards goal.
May we offer a corner kick presented by Richard Harris Law Firm. With the 6-yard box. Amon can take this the distance. Watch out. Flying forward, and he's cut off effectively at halfway. Does retilt the field.
Good discipline from Vegas to get back, though.
And then Scott commits the foul. So much for the discipline in that moment.
Right on cue. Commentators curse, but I liked what I saw from Vegas getting 6 players to sprint back because, as you alluded to, Among has the physical capability of winning any foot race he wants to. Yet when 6 players get back as fast as they do in that last transitional moment, even Among, as quick as he is, looks up and says, right, the better option, go sideways, keep possession.
And the longer we go with this, the more I think Kyle Scott, having picked up that yellow, to be fair, a cheap one earlier than that foul there.
Starts to add up, doesn't it, in the referee's mind?
Yep, 25 minutes against Oakland. He might be a logical halftime sub if you're trying to ensure that you finish this with all 11 players. Although Scott, a vet at 28, not his first rodeo. All those games at Orange County only sent off once. Free kick to Charlie Adams, who's known for better service than that. Go from the 2 shortest passes of the day to that.
Let's see what one ball does. It sort of creates some confusion and an opportunity to pick up a second piece.
Luan.
Switch, fast, fast, Genie, fast, fast. Keegan.
Select, proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship, grassroots to the pros. Select there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select product specials and more. That is Select, the player's choice. There it is. Ahead by Pickering, gets the return, spots Anderson. He is there again, 1v1. Anderson, oh, come on! Anderson! Spun away by Cleaver. Leave it to Cleaver, what a save!
This is Anderson just being so unpredictable. He's been going left all first half. This time cuts inside, and this deflection hangs up there for an eternity for Cleaver. So he has to hang up there a little bit longer to pick it out of the top corner. What a save.
That is a quick corner taken, and immediately Las Vegas recover. The limited chances we have had have all been big ones. Forbes. Here, Nate Miller, hold our shape. After that big chance, trying to ensure the clean sheet into halftime, Arteaga blasts it off Jake Kroll. Probel to Moshaban. Monk's got an interesting gait as he gets forward. Did lunge himself into the attack, but lost the handle.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Watching him run, he was getting faster while running his style. Hey, maybe I need to adopt it. Maybe if I would have run like that, I'd still be playing.
Excellent. Good touch by Mines. It's the end line. Mines continues. Pickering. This ball deflected en route from Olex Anderson, who has really put a charge into this game.
You can see why Nate Miller, coach for Boise, was saying, just keep our shape. It almost feels like right now Vegas have Boise up against the ropes. You got to deliver the knockout punch, though, before half.
Corner presented by Richard Harris Law Firm. Can Las Vegas find that goal before the break? Scott, Pro Bowl. Do it again off of Adams. Stoppage time is presented by Promino, 1 added minute. Vanna Whiting the board, thank you. Pro Bowl will go again. May we offer you the latest Richard Harris Law Firm corner kick. Pro Bowl, a late season front office find. Whisked across. Long trying to push this further back. Guillen taps it aside. Locker, we've played the minute, and that'll take us to the break. 0-0. The chances that occurred were big, but none of them ultimately separate at halftime.
That's the story of the first half. It's just going to be about which team in the second half can take their opportunities. They're there. 3 points are there. Right now, neither team has taken the opportunity that's been presented to them.
And so we head to halftime in this Prinx Tires USL Cup lid lifter for Las Vegas and Athletic Club Boise. The chance from Ricketts as good as it gets. Vegas a couple looks. Time and time again, Cleaver's been up for it. 0-0 at halftime.
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Escape to a vacation at Circus Circus. Experience the thrill of the Adventure Dome. 5 acres with more than 25 rides to keep you on the edge of your seat. Ride our newest attractions, Nebula Z, Twists and Teacups, Circus Swings, and Little Sprinter Raceway. More rides, more excitement, an experience for the entire family. Life's a circus. Let's play!
Pro soccer is back.
Pickering going for goal. He scores!
New faces, new drip, same energy.
Smart plays it off. Pink zone scores! Las Vegas picks up a gigantic win.
It's game time. It's our time. It starts here. live from Las Vegas.
Welcome back to Las Vegas and the Prinx Tires USL Cup. For Vegas and Boise, it is their opening game. The first of 4 group stage games. Their dream to win Group 1, advance to the quarterfinals. Here's everything you need to know about this year's Prinx Tires USL Cup.
Minutes. So how did we get here? Well, after 4 group stage matches, Hartford Athletic and Louisville City were tied with 9 points. The first tiebreaker, total goals. Hartford scored 9, Louisville had 8. And that wild card spot launched Hartford's run to the USL Cup title. This year's Cup promises even more drama. 42 clubs in the USL Championship and League One will form 7 groups filled out by region. Each club will play 4 group matches, and when the dust settles, the 7 group winners will advance along with 1 wildcard team, not 2 wildcards like last year. The remaining 8 clubs will be drawn into 4 quarterfinal matches with 1 stipulation. The wildcard cannot be drawn against its group winner. The 4 quarterfinal winners will then be drawn for the semifinal round, with the 2 finalists drawn to determine the host for the Prinx Tires USL Cup final.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Prinx Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinx Tires will be there for the long haul.
At Capriati's, we slow roast butterball turkeys overnight, then hand pull them every morning, and carefully slice the most premium beef sold in America, Snake River Farms American Wagyu. We've been doing this for 50 years. We believe real food made with the best ingredients is worth the extra effort. It's why the Bobby was voted America's greatest sandwich, and why we earned a place in the Cheesesteak Hall of Fame. Try any of our award-winning sandwiches today and taste why we're simply the best since 1976. Sign up for Capriati's Rewards and get a free small sub with purchase.
Welcome back to the Prinx Tires USL Cup. This is Group 1, Las Vegas Lights and Athletic Club Boise. Let's show you what this looks like for each team moving forward within the Prinx Tires USL Cup, intermingling with league play. For Las Vegas, they've got Lexington at home coming up next weekend. Then they go away to New Mexico, followed by their next match in the USL Cup at Spokane. They face both the League One sides in this group right off the bat, May 17th over on ESPN+. That is a critical game for Vegas. If they walk out of those with 6 points, then the arithmetic totally changes going forward, something Devin Rensing alluded to when he said every team looks at USL Cup a little bit differently depending on where they are as a club at that point in time. If you win the 2 League One games, you give yourself a real chance going into those final 2 matches against championship sides. Conversely, for Athletic Club Boise, they are playing 6 games in USL League One in the month of May. They will host Chattanooga to start out the month, a midweek game at Charlotte Independence. Then they get a full week off before their national TV exposure at home against FC Naples. Dengler and the crew ready to take on last year's expansion team over on CBS Sports Network. Here are the Group 1 scores of note. You don't need to be the best in the competition. You need to be the best in your group. The first tiebreaker is goals scored. So right now, Sacramento would be ahead of the rest of the group by virtue of now a 3-0 margin. So they just got another goal in the last couple of minutes. And then Oakland is ahead of Monterey Bay at this stage. They are a bit further along, approaching the 70th minute of their game. Meanwhile, here we have yet to find a goal, but the fans are still very much excited at the prospect. Las Vegas and Boise on level terms. 3 critical points in Group 1 up for grabs alongside the Strip.
It is halftime in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Time for some of the headlines for this week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Corey Bennett of Colorado Springs scored 2 goals against Monterey Bay in Week 7 of the USL Championship. That's 6 goals for the season, the Golden Boot lead through 7 games, and that total matches the season high for an individual player from the Switchbacks in 2025. In League One, AC Boise's first home victory of the season was a dominating 4-0 performance against Westchester SC. Dennis Kostashin climbed within a goal of the leader in the Golden Boot race with a pair of goals. He's now scored 3 times in Boise's past 2 games. And Boise played a big part in a huge attendance week for League One in Week 7. More than 22,000 fans total. Boise led the way with 7,204. And Portland Hearts of Pine close behind, 6,033. If those 2 clubs were in the USL Championship, Boise would rank 6th in average attendance through 7 weeks. Portland would rank 8th. Upcoming national broadcasts for both the championship and League One: Detroit City and Louisville City. Boise hosts FC Naples, and Richmond hosts Charleston in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. All 3 matches are on the CBS Sports Network. Well, the second half is getting closer. Let's get you back out to your match.
Being diagnosed with cancer was the hardest thing I've ever faced. Funny how when I got the news, it was life's simple things that mattered most, like nights out with the kids. As a candidate for a new clinical trial right here in Vegas, I've been able to spend more time with them, sharing moments like these, making memories, and never missing a family night out.
Hola, soy Ramón Martín del Campo, oficial de policía en Henderson y ex capitán del equipo de Las Vegas Lights. Estoy orgulloso de haber sido un donante vivo y que mi madre fue una beneficiada con un riñón. El 85% de los americanos en la lista de espera necesitan un trasplante de riñón. Los nevadenses damos esperanza. Únete a nosotros en wearenevadans.org.
El fútbol profesional está de regreso. Nuevos rostros, un nuevo estilo, la misma energía.
Smart plays it up, pin zone, scores! Las Vegas picks up a gigantic win.
Es hora de jugar. Es nuestro momento. Todo comienza aquí. En vivo desde Las Vegas.
At Capriati's, we slow roast butterball turkeys overnight, then hand pull them every morning, and carefully slice the most premium beef sold in America, Snake River Farms American Wagyu. We've been doing this for 50 years. We believe real food made with the best ingredients is worth the extra effort. It's why the Bobby was voted America's greatest sandwich, and why we earned a place in the Cheesesteak Hall of Fame. Try any of our award-winning sandwiches today and taste why we're simply the best since 1976. Sign up for Capriati's Rewards and get a free small sub with purchase.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance and the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Tonight's match, presented by Comprehensive Cancer Centers and by Wallet. Well, we need more than a cash advance. We need a goal advance. If we don't, we'll go to penalties. So Las Vegas and Boise on scoreless level terms at halftime. Let's take a look at first half highlights between the Lights and Boise. And this is one that's going to play on repeat for Ricketts for a few minutes, years.
Did we say highlights or lowlights? Because for Ricketts, this will feel like a lowlight. Certainly, the way this falls, it's just one of those moments where it happens in a flash and you go, what just happened? How did I miss that one? And to his credit, he bounced back well, as did the rest of Boise. They handled themselves really well, but there was a couple moments where they just made uncharacteristic mistakes. And this one from Cleaver, it's a bad pass, and then ultimately he makes amends for it with a tremendous save. He leaves that trailing left foot behind, and it's what's needed to keep this match at level terms, because Anderson thought for sure that was the most advantageous position for him to go and get the game's first goal.
Ahead to the 43rd minute of play, and Las Vegas continues, and again, it's Olex Anderson leading the charge.
Yeah, great skill, just good deception, but then the way this deflects and hangs up there, Cleaver has to recalibrate, launch, hang up in the air. It's a tremendous save when it's all said and done from the goalkeeper to keep this at 0-0 heading into half.
And Ricketts atones in that moment alongside Cleaver's great save. So Boise gets the go-ahead to kick off the second half, and here we go alongside the Strip in Las Vegas. The Lights and Boise all even as we head to the second half. It is the only game in Group 1 without a goal yet. The other two are well into their respective second halves. Win the game 3 points, as you're used to. None of this will count toward respective league standings. Lose the game in regulation, get nothing. If you draw, each team gets a point, then we'll go to a shootout to decide the rest. That skips all the way through. Mines! There are 6 Boise players between Mines and the goal, and that is why it deflects out.
This is another opportunity that just is not taken right now, and Ben Mines has to be asking what else does he have to do. This time, Cruel turns his back and doesn't know much about it, but he bravely stands in the way, and it could have gone anywhere. Fortunately for Boise, it goes over Ben Mines. That's now the second big opportunity that he's had that he's been unable to convert.
A cruel fate for Ben Mines. A Richard Harris Law Firm corner kick. Service front post seeking Gartig, who's come on for Las Vegas at halftime. Into the box, tagged away. The number 5 enters in for Las Vegas. And another. Richard Harris Law Firm corner. Philip Mayaka has come on and replaced Hayden Sargis. Gartig has come on for Guillen. Changes both ways. And my confusion over the number 33 is thankfully over. Goodness gracious. It's the kind of thing that follows you all week.
You and me both.
Oh. In some ways, you feel for Sargis because he essentially got isolated the entire first half with Olex Anderson.
And Anderson was so dynamic. You get 1v1, there's very few defenders that will come out the better of that 1v1 duel. And Anderson, he was really, really good. So now what you do, you can bring Mayaka into the middle of the park, and you can put Inye as a right center back if you prefer. There's so much moving around that Nate Miller can play with here as he's trying to manage minutes. You alluded to astutely at halftime. It's going to be a busy month of May for Boise, and you've got to be able to navigate that with not the deepest roster just yet in their inaugural season.
And look, the reality for both teams right now, is this their number one priority? Probably not. Get to that in a moment. Arteaga seeking ball, runs out. If you're Las Vegas, Devin Rensing said it himself. We're still building the culture, the locker room, the style that we're trying to play. If they win this game against Boise, and then they win against Spokane in the middle of the month, that math changes. Because now you're 2 wins against championship sides away from advancing as the group winner. Great. If you drop points in either of these, now all of a sudden the catch-up is extraordinarily difficult. If you're Boise, if you win this game, you only have 1 League One side within your group. You're gonna have to get results against 3 championship teams. It's like a cup set times 3 just to get to the knockout, as opposed to other groups that are more balanced between the leagues. And so Nate Miller and his group would love to get through, and they believe they have the talent to get through. But they also recognize that they have the talent to go make a run within the league, and that starts with being ready for the 6 games ahead of you in a very competitive League One landscape.
Incredibly well said. The next 40 minutes of this match will dictate how the rest of this USL Cup goes for either side. I firmly believe that.
Ball back from Adams. That asked a lot of questions. Mayaka steps over. Former ACC Freshman of the Year at Clemson, first team All-Conference, 3rd overall pick by the Rapids in 2021. A Generation Adidas deal, which in MLS terms means a rookie that doesn't hit the salary cap, which is, of course, very valuable, but he never actually played a game for the Rapids in the league over 2 years. Loaned out to the Switchbacks, to Rapids 2. Since then, a couple next pro sides in Charlotte and then in Huntsville. Happily lands in Boise now. Wiggled away from Mines. Pro Bowl. Great Scott. Moshaban. Brito. Mayaka. Jake Kroll. Euler. It's easy work. Pinballed away from Carson Locker. Adams. Among. Euler. Meridian, Idaho native, local player. Assist champion at Utah Valley. His final collegiate seasons there. Prior to that, Euler at Oregon State. Obviously, their universe changed pretty drastically while he was there, 2021-22. Pac-12 imploding. Hey, soccer season is here. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Runs all the way down. Here's Mayaka.
Nice turn.
Yep, right by Pickering. All right, Among. Well, easy come, easy go.
You're right. He should have kept it. It should have been something more exciting from that. It's got to be better from Among.
Mayaka leads it forward. Moshaban plays it through. And the Turf Monster catching Ricketts. And look, here's the thing. There are going to be people who want to clown on Ricketts for the moment early on. Every single goal scorer on the planet has had the moment where that ball bounces up weird, catches you off the shin guard. It's just especially painful when the net's that empty.
Without a doubt, and that will be the last time that Ricketts loses concentration in that moment. I can guarantee you it only takes one, and that was a difficult one for Ricketts, who surely, as much as he's been encouraged to move on from it, it's still playing in the back of your head.
Yeah. Really good goal scorer at Bryan College and then into the pros. Chattanooga, then RGV for a couple of years. Sacramento for a year. Miami FC last year. 4 years in totality in the championship. Makes the move to Boise. And an injury back behind the play. More a need to stretch out here for Jonathan Cleaver. Javier Garcia is the available substitute goalkeeper. Didn't play a single game in the league for El Paso over a 2-year span. Last year at Texoma. Cleaver's the guy. See if he can soldier on. Enough that Garcia is going to throw the gloves on. Go take a couple shots. Well, we'll see if this is his moment. A couple of years with RGV coming out of their academy. Did play 6 games for them. He's from McAllen, Texas. Hopefully for Cleaver, that's a good sign that whatever needed to get stretched did.
Yeah, that's a bit unusual. 10 minutes into the second half for a goalkeeper to go down off the ball with a cramp or a muscle injury or something along those lines. So that's something that's a bit odd and something certainly over the next 5-10 minutes we'll be keeping an eye on to see if Cleaver is going to be able to continue.
You know, I think one of the most interesting things that Nate Miller spoke about is the way they've dominated some League One opponents to this point. Part of his messaging to the team, including ahead of that Westchester boat racing last time out, 4-0, was there's a lot of games where it's going to be 75 minutes of attacking and 15 minutes defending. This ball rolls ahead to Euler, put that in a dangerous position. Ofemu slides this out, be a corner. He said you have to be a sicko and really embrace, love those 15 minutes. When you play a team like Vegas on the road, it's kind of reversed. You have to be the sicko that loves the 75 minutes of defending.
You're absolutely right. It's turnabout, but being able to do it where you need to defend and suffer, and then make the opponent suffer with your possession and put them on the back foot.
It'll be Adams, a 31-year-old Englishman, looking for that bright Boise moment, and it's a decent look too. Goal kick clanking off Ricketts. Hey, Miller talking a little bit about the 5 games. Really pleased. Analytically, they've bested all 5 opponents in expected goals. Said, look, I know the trajectory and the path of an expansion team. It's the 3rd time he's done it. Lansing, San Diego's an assistant, and now. There's all that excitement at the outset. And then rubber meets the road. They've been really pleased with how it started. All the while, Las Vegas sits 7 games into their season, aware that there's still much to adjust to. 3 winless in the league, but just 2 years removed from a Western Conference final appearance, and with a much improved roster. Boise into the final third, lacing it through, seeking Brito. Never arrived. Mayaka sets the tempo. Adams ahead, leaks away, driven out by Locker. Probo. Anderson. One-man wrecking crew in the first half. Takes on Enye. Anderson on pace to become the greatest goal scorer in his nation's histories from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 5 goals shy of the national team record for most goals. Already in the top 5 at the age of 30. And one of the guys who benefits most from the fact that CONCACAF Nations League expanded World Cup qualifying has offered far more games to his country than perhaps available in the past.
And some of the games, competition-wise, slightly different than a USA-Mexico qualifier. There's some...
No, the U.S. Virgin Islands is a chance to pad a couple of most of CONCACAF, except for the British Virgin Islands, which every time I have that game always seems like a 0-0 draw.
They saved the best for you, clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, great turn.
Among's got support to his right. Famu lays it off to Lanfear.
Among's got to be able to connect that pass. Among has to be able to put it into the path for his teammate. That is a big opportunity. It's just a missed opportunity.
And now Arteaga the other way. Banana ball in behind. Deflection off the post and tapped in. Now Vegas has their breakthrough. Just past the hour mark, Knight Pickering. That is a catastrophic error from Boise, and Vegas more than happy to pounce.
It's so unfortunate for Boise as they're just trying to clear this, and it goes right into the path of Pickering off the post, finishes it calmly. It's a gift, and Pickering gladly accepts it. Good job of following it up from Knight Pickering. It's everything that he needed to do as a forward, just being on the front foot. What if? And the way that takes a spin, it's just advantageous. It's just fortuitous, and it's fortunate for Vegas.
Pickering shows his love in the moment. The number 21 at the age of 21, a pro since 2022 in Memphis, where he is managed by now Charleston coach Ben Bierman, and now Las Vegas coach, then an assistant, Devin Rensing. Said even at 17, he knew how to score goals. That part was obvious. And Las Vegas goes ahead. That Las Vegas Lights goal presented by Circus Circus Hotel and Casino. Chance to get a win, regardless of the division of the opponent or the competition, goes a long way. 3 winless in the league. Home game next Saturday night against Lexington to try and consolidate the results going back into the league. Hey, Las Vegas Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen for more on the official protein drink of the Las Vegas Lights. DrinkPromino.com. Double change coming for Boise. It's a good chance for a protein shake for Thomas Among. Yeye comes in. Well, and then Dominic Gasso comes in for Charlie Adams. Double change. Now this was a big point for Nate Miller. The idea that the substitutes come in and really impact games. Subs 2 and 3, Mayaka came in at halftime. A little bit of speed there to the end line. This falls kindly to save. The follow hammered home. Keegan Euler, the Idaho native. The stick-to-itiveness to pull Boise back level at 1-1. His first pro goal.
What a moment for Euler, who just stays with it, does really well. The first one is saved, but he's so smart to read where the goalkeeper is, and then he goes with the right foot. After he's able to follow up it, he's first to react, he's fastest to react, and it's a tremendous finish, and what a moment for Euler. You'll always remember your first, and the hometown kid makes good. What a moment for Boise and for Euler.
His first pro start, his first pro goal in the 64th minute against a second division side. And if he performs well, they love the idea with all the effort that the likes of Blake Bodley and Nick Moon give. Can you get him to help spell some minutes? Well, he's given a decent answer and a good account of himself on this night, and the goal goes a long way. Managers never forget those. Boise 1, Las Vegas 1. If this finishes level at the end of regulation, we are not turning the lights off yet. We would go straight to a penalty shootout to determine the extra point. Monterey Bay and Oakland 1-1 at that stage. This ball in front, asking questions. Sacramento 3-0 up on Spokane, the finalist in this tournament last year, have put themselves in position to lead the group at the end of the night. Goes points, then directly to goals scored, not goal difference. Juana and Ibarra look poised to enter for Vegas in a moment. Two really high caliber subs. Here's Euler. That ball touched the ceiling from Kroll. Here come the changes. Don't forget, Boise still has Dennis Kostishin on the bench. Scored 4 goals in 5 League One games. The longer this stays level, the higher likelihood you can get him in and maybe flip the result at the end. Arteaga replaced by Buana. And there's Mark Ibarra. Replaces Kyle Scott, who managed that yellow card beautifully and escapes on his own terms. Ricketts. Mayaka. That did find Moshaban somehow. And swipe right through. Vegas power ahead. Pickering. Goal in the 61st. And this laced from range. Asked questions, but didn't have the answer. Hey, can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC 157. It's North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights, plus live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. It's all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app. Gasso long for Ricketts. Settled by Brito, over to Euler. Gasso came up through Detroit's academy. Scored an almighty upset game winner in the Eastern quarterfinal for Detroit 3 years ago, away to Pittsburgh. "33 games over 4 years in Detroit. Gasso, well defended, pro ball, overcooked. It's 70 minutes now. Dengler on to Cleaver.
Side to side work. Okay, yeah.
Mayaka. Enye. Ricketts. Enye on the other side. Lobs this up. Yay. Plucked out of the air by Lanfear. Gasso. Mayaka. Moshaban chasing the back of Forbes. Gasso. There's Euler, scored the equalizer in the 64th. Boise would like to buy a vowel. It's Joe Hansen, Yukon Joe, the first player from the Yukon to sign a pro soccer contract. He came from a town with a population of 30,000. His entire town could fit in about a third of Allegiant Stadium. Replaced Luan Brito. I wanted to see how Among and Brito would play together. Not sure we got a concrete answer to that tonight. Early days. Among a very late addition to the squad. Missed all preseason. Dangler dangling. Euler stabbed aside by Locker. Lamphere. Moshaban, who runs like he just sipped from the fountain of youth. Ayaka attempting to intervene. Probo retains for Las Vegas.
Possession, go! Tire him out! Omar! Jimmy, be patient!
Vegas supporters trying to put their thumb on the scale. Cleaver had no choice but to go long. Abraham Okere should be next for Las Vegas. Quite yet. He's looking for an inch of space to get that cross in. Did not exist. Here comes Okere, who was a star in the Finnish lower divisions. Most recently at Haka in the Finnish first division. Tiff Rolex Anderson, what an effort, especially in the first half. Penultimate sub for Las Vegas. Out by Lamphere, and a chance for us to tell you eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball, free to play. Download now. The ever-expressive Nate Miller. Barra. It's back to Gartig. Ironman last year, 30 games, all 2,700 minutes. That's too many balls. Lobbed in by Forbes. Oh. Good idea, and even better from the referee to allow advantage.
Yeah, it's a late challenge. It's good from our referee to try to see if the ball can play through. And when advantage didn't continue on, that's when ultimately the referee came back and decided there was no advantage to be had, and Las Vegas then wins the free kick.
Dynamite drop in, Jamie. Broadcast school is really paid off.
I'm not sure how many people want to hear me talk right now.
More than me. Bickering. Led by Probo. Outside from Ibarra. Interchanging down this left-hand side. Can Vegas get a good cross in? That'll find Locker. Locker delivers. Referee instantly waves that away. Potential push, Probo. As Las Vegas now going to put Boise to the screws. Approaching 10 minutes to play. A shootout would follow if we remain at 1-1. Moshaban, the wind picking up. That brought down with a plum by Johansson. And it's behind Euler. What does Carson have in his locker? Bickering. Laced from range, drops to Euler off the deflection.
Here we go, come on, two.
Well, if you're a championship fan, a Vegas fan, you've fallen in love with Boise. If you're a Boise fan, you've fallen in love with Las Vegas in the championship, I've got great news for you. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Live matches, expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Huntanaglu, the last change for Las Vegas. Forbes takes leave. It was exhausting watching Forbes up and down that line. Temi, who's been the regular starter, jumps in. He's actually scouted through the Toronto youth system by one Danny Dicchio, now the Detroit City head coach. Ended up a part of the first team there for 5 years, largely on loan to TFC2. Spent the last 2 years at Valor FC, Canadian Premier League.
Omar in the middle.
Dengler. Down goes Hansen. Himself went from Vancouver to Valor to Treaty United in the Irish Second Division. Midfielder from Whitehorse in Canada. Yukon, Joe. Ripped ahead by Ibarra. Carried into the final third now. Pickering nearly fell to Akere. Instead, Locker. Vegas loads up again. Looking for the full 3 points. Mines. Pickering scored in the 61st. Euler equalized in the 64th. both beneficiaries of advantageous rebounds. This is a Richard Harris Law Firm corner kick. Antanaglu will take it. Oh, how did that get to the backside? It's a goal kick. Mayaka out there for Boise. They load up here, find what would be one of the breakstone moments of this expansion season for them. Euler. Trying to find a cup set of their own. Flickering from Pickering. Gasso. Anye. Planks off of Buana. Six minutes and added time. If we don't have another goal before then, straight to penalties. Pro Bowl. Over to Mines. Buana. Pickering. Offers the cross up toward Okere. Slid back in that direction. Cleaver. A couple big moments from Jonathan Cleaver tonight. Up through University of Detroit Mercy. The rising goalkeeper of the year earns him a transfer to Missouri State. Beware, Pickering. Have to try a little harder than that. Out into space. This is as enticing a moment as Boise has seen in a while. Moshaban swarmed. Ultimately, Ibarra helps to force him out of that compromising scenario. Mayaka. Breaks that first line of confrontation again. Anye. Mayaka. Kroll. Euler. That get the arm of Mines. Free allows play to continue, and here comes Yeye. Free kick, Boise, with 3 minutes remaining. A yellow card comes out to Ibarra.
Good drop at the shoulder from Ibarra, though. He just he gets beat, and then it's a
gets beat and then just has to stick a foot out. Nothing more he can do. Jamie has hit the witching hour. As Las Vegas, we're going to find out. Talk about a great place to win a free kick if you're Boise. All the work that you've put in tonight, the way they conceded, really of their own volition. And now a chance to either put this in a dangerous position or potentially go for goal in and of itself. Lamphere is surely going to be caught between those two minds. Four in the wall. Is this Boise's moment? Will it be Mayaka? Mayaka into the wall. Mayaka pings it to the backside. Gasol was offside. We are a minute and change away from stoppage, and shortly after that, penalties. If you're Boise, you go on the road and potentially grab 2 points against the championship side. You'll walk away satisfied with your lot in life. For Las Vegas, this is one of your 2 shots against a lower division team. You've got the runner-up in the competition last year in your group. You're hardly favored to get out. This would be a major loss if they drop any points at all. It's just the nature of the competition. Very unforgiving. Based on what we saw last year, it would mean they fail to take the 2 points. They probably need to win out the rest of the way, and even then that might not be enough. It took 10 to get the first wild card spot. It took 9 and goals scored to get the second. This year there's just the 1. And Boise, with 2 minutes remaining, is preparing a sub. And it's the goalkeeper. It's Garcia. They're preparing to make a change ahead of penalties. Wow. Well, we're not going to see Dennis Kostashin at all. The leading scorer for this Boise side is left out. And instead of trying to get another goal scorer on for penalties, they're trying to bring on their secret weapon. Let's get weird. Cleaver had a couple of vital moments. A kick save, a deflected ball that he was just able to tap over the woodwork. And now it's Garcia's to take the rest of the way. But nothing would make him happier than not having to face penalties at all. It is a throw for Las Vegas, though. Wow. Garcia's barely played. I don't know that there's really anything to speak of about his track record against Pens that opponents would know, at least. Driving into the box, Vegas hopeful of grabbing the full 3 points. Another 30 seconds to go. That 1 year was prolific for Garcia at Texoma. If we go another 20 seconds, we'll tell you just how prolific. Lobbed into the box, sent away by Boise. Vegas will pull it in at the near touch line. Last chance saloon before Pens. Little give and go for Okere. Okere, that deflects toward the spot, up and away by Euler. A glance at the watch. Out to touch. Both sides are getting a point, and we'll decide from 12 yards out about the rest. Both sides take a huge hit in Group 1 by failing to win the match in regulation. And the best hope of winning the group really does require winning this shootout. Even on match day 1, that's apparent. Las Vegas 1, Boise 1, the end of regulation. A draw leading to pens. Devin Rensing and the Vegas staff peer into the notebook and try and plot out their order for the shooters. Boise surely much the same. Who still has the legs after 90 to step up in this moment? May we offer you this assortment of full-time highlights. Arteaga heads forward, offers the ball across. It's tipped back by Enye and cashed in the 61st minute by Knight Pickering. Devin Rensing's known for the better part of half a decade what he can bring. Meanwhile, Euler, the Idaho native, not once but twice, knocks it by Lanphier in the 64th minute of play. And big rebounds offer salvation for either side. Ricketts very easily could have put Boise ahead in the early going. And an unfortunate deflection up off his shin doesn't allow him to cash in. Couple saves from Cleaver, holding Vegas off the score sheet. Well, if you're Boise, when you signed Javier Garcia, surely they knew that Texoma's goalkeeper a year ago set the League One record with 6 penalty saves in the 2025 season. He holds the highest save percentage in League One history. And he did have the very rare feat of saving 2 against Spokane in a game. I know for a fact in NWSL that's only ever happened once. Jordan Bloomer did it last year for Louisville in a game against Orlando. Can't speak to League One, but hopefully that gives you some clarity about the idea of saving 2 in a game. But then, of course, you get the shootouts, and it'll be 5 rounds to decide who ultimately wins that second point on the night. Cool moment in April. Seasons end in these moments in November. A point feels trivial relative to those stakes. But for Boise, a chance to walk out victorious against a second division opponent in their first try for a cup set, even if it's not in regulation. And for Las Vegas, chance to retain optimism going into their next round against Spokane in 3 weeks' time. It'll be Moshaban lining it up first. He is 1 for 1. Went upper left corner July 14th of 2019 against Tucson. That was many moons ago. Well, shootouts, guaranteed goals, guaranteed drama. And Moshaban will try and put Boise in an advantageous position just as soon as he figures out how to place it precisely on the chalk. No, in the divot. There you go. Let's do it. Moshaban against Lanphier, the 6'5" Washingtonian. Moshaban feigns and lofts it up and over. A little too clever for his own good. Never gave himself a chance. This is a really weird scenario because that wall really messes with depth perception relative to what a number of shooters have seen. Knight Pickering scored the go-ahead in the 61st. Knight Pickering denied. Oh, it's that man again. Javier Garcia, built for this moment. Wow. Has not played a minute for Boise yet. 2 minutes tonight, and the save to keep it level after one round of pens. Jake Dangler. Captain the side, Nate Miller looked around League One and said, that's a guy I want on my team, can put Boise ahead. Dangler delivers. Talk about venom. The former JUCO Player of the Year went on to Creighton, Midfielder of the Year in the Big East, to Halifax, Giorgio Probo. On deck for Las Vegas. For the first time tonight, Boise leads. Probo against Garcia. The human embodiment of a penalty brick wall. Probo, come on! With a jump step. That is sick. And Garcia was wise to it. He got a piece, but not enough. 1-1. Here comes Jake Kroll. Last attempt was September of 2024. It was saved against Northern Colorado. Kroll, the last 3 seasons at Madison, scored 5 times. Born in Austria, raised in Indiana. Tries to keep Boise in a leading position in the 3rd round of pens. Kroll. Tremendous penalty. Ripple side netting. Gives Garcia breathing room again. Temi Antanaglu, still growing into the league. From Toronto to Valor. A name that hardly fits on his jersey. The number 81 for Las Vegas. Antanaglu, read all the way by Garcia. Another save for Javier Garcia. The man who was able to save 2 in a game last year for Texoma has saved 2 out of 3. And a goal here for Boise will put Las Vegas on the brink. Musa Enye, the A-10 Defender of the Year last season at Virginia Commonwealth, the League Two Defender of the Year last summer for Vermont Green. Senegalese defender who showed his versatility tonight. Can Lanfear make the stop? No, he can't. Enye powers it by. Vegas must score or Boise takes the point. And will it end now with Mark Ibarra? With Rhode Island the last 2 years, a miss against Hartford in July. Off the crossbar, a make against the Legion way back 4 years ago against Birmingham. Here it is. This is the moment. Mark Ibarra lines it up. Ibarra scores, keeps Las Vegas alive for that extra point, 1 kick longer. Into the final round. And Dominic Gasso, the hero of Detroit's upset win 3 years ago in the Eastern quarterfinal, a scorer against Houston Dynamo in Open Cup. Ready to roll. Gasso to win the shootout for Boise. The ball is off the spot. It fell off. The wind whipping more as the game has gone along, trying to even it out. And for a young player, will that extra second ice him? Or will he ice Las Vegas right here? Gasso scores! Boise complete the shootout cup set. The League One side take 2 points home from Las Vegas. Jackpot. Devin Rensing knows a number of these Boise coaches from their time together in Charleston, shares a moment with them, and Boise will celebrate tonight. They make their last 4, and they've got a new hero, Javier Garcia, off the bench in stoppage time to save 2 Las Vegas penalties. And Boise take it in spot kicks, 4-2. The man of the match is presented by Evil Pie. Keegan Euler, Idaho native from Meridian near Boise. The equalizing goal in the 64th minute of play. His first pro goal helps Boise to their first win, albeit by shootout, against an upper division team. We will wrap this up in a matter of moments. Well, I will. The final score is presented by EPC Staffing. 1-1, 4-2 in Pens. Boise, take 2 points.
Everyone is looking for a better future, but knowing how to get there can be difficult. At Rise Credit Union, we invest in our communities and empower our members to realize their potential and take control of their finances. Because with the right financial knowledge, 24/7 access, and genuine care, we believe there are no limits to what you can achieve. Become a part of something bigger than just a bank. Rise beyond banking.
At Capriati's, we slow roast butterball turkeys overnight, then hand pull them every morning, and carefully slice the most premium beef sold in America, Snake River Farms American Wagyu. We've been doing this for 50 years. We believe real food made with the best ingredients is worth the extra effort. It's why the Bobby was voted America's greatest sandwich, and why we earned a place in the Cheesesteak Hall of Fame. Try any of our award-winning sandwiches today and taste why we're simply the best since 1976. Sign up for Capriati's Rewards and get a free small sub with purchase.
Tonight's final score is presented by EPC Staffing. Garcia, come on, off the bench. Couple of saves in the shootout. Vegas won, Boise won in penalties. Boise take the extra point, 4-2. Here come tonight's highlights between the lights and AC Boise. Las Vegas pouring forward. A ball off the post. And Knight Pickering, right place, right time, following up with a 61st minute go-ahead. Pickering loves him some USL Cup. Bags another one in the tournament. And off and running. If only that was it. Boise equalizes. Keegan Euler Second time's the charm. Drives it by Charlie Lampier. An equalizing goal just 3 minutes after going down. And the League One side would take it the distance to 90 minutes and take us to penalty kicks. How about Dominic Gasso? Nearly iced at the spot. Instead, puts Boise on the precipice of the cup set. Lands the final kick. And Boise, 2-1 points over Las Vegas in the standings with a 4-2 penalty shootout win. For most of Jamie Watson and our entire team in Las Vegas and beyond, Mike Watts saying thanks for watching the Prinx Tires USL Cup. So long from Las Vegas.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.